Yeah, no, it'll be a good one.
You are about to enter a zone like no other. A zone which is uncensored and unfiltered. Starring Noel Glynn with Cheryl Glynn. Also starring Teddy the Terrier. You are watching the official Tardis zone. Prepare yourselves. This will be a trip of a lifetime.
Happens every time. Happens every time I have a guest on. The intro always is slower on my end. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone live. As you can see, we have a guest with us tonight, the Garminator. Ian will be joining us in about a half an hour. So we'll have a nice little stream for you tonight. Um, Ian will obviously show off his collection, but we'll obviously talk about last night. Obviously, Garminator has stuff he wants to say as well, so that's what we do on this channel. Welcome along, anyway. Nice to have you here. I think this is the first time we've been on together on our own. So for the
I think so, mate. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to it because you were telling me off air that your computer wasn't work because we didn't know whether because every time we bring you on, it seems like you never get a chance to talk. But you were saying your computer was kind of your
Yeah. So
yeah
I use the login for StreamYard that you send me through, but what happens is my laptop wasn't allowing me access to the mic and the camera, so I had to do it via my phone. So I could barely hear you guys, and I was probably thinking you could barely hear me. So now I've got it all up and running. I think it's probably going to work a hell of a lot better.
yeah, I can hear you a lot better now. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with last night or?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. Go on. Tell us how
Oh,
we know how Eddie Ascaro feels.
mhm.
Obviously, he put up his post last night,
Yeah.
and then he did a great video, great stream
Eddie's
today.
video was superb tonight. But
Myself last night. I kind of flipped at the start of my stream. I thought it was highly disrespectful.
yeah.
I thought it was insensitive. I
Mhm.
don't think these writers actually understand when they're doing something like this. You know, there has to be a whole story arc and character arc, character development for this to resonate with people.
Mhm.
But go on, tell us what you thought of last night's episode
So you
anyway.
probably saw me on Twitter last night. You probably saw my reaction to it, as did a
Yeah.
lot of people. I thought that was one of the most disgusting, insensitive, tone deaf
Mm-hmm.
bits of writing that's ever been in Doctor Who. That had no place last night on a family science fiction TV show.
Yeah.
The way the issue of cancer, and I'm not speaking about the mental health stuff, I'm not speaking about the doctor being socially awkward.
Yeah.
The way cancer was introduced last night was a cheap crutch for piss poor writers
Yeah.
and piss poor actors to have a throwaway plot point as an artificial excuse to create character or tension. We don't need the doctor to be seen as socially awkward.
I know.
That's what we've got the caretaker for. That's what the lodger's for.
Mm.
The doctor isn't socially awkward. The doctor is an alien from the planet Gallifrey who, to our perception, behaves oddly. To
Yeah.
their perception, they're just been normal. They're been themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But to introduce cancer in such a cheap way was offensive. It's an illness and a disease that has blighted millions of lives.
True.
And the effect of that lasts for years after it's happened. And to
Yeah.
have it in a fantasy program
I know.
is shocking.
I agree.
Allegory, metaphor, forget that with Chibnall. These
Mm-hmm.
are foreign words to him. He has got
Mm-hmm.
no understanding of this.
True.
But he has created this character of Graham. And in the first episode, he's dropped this in there. And then he's mentioned it a couple of times this
True.
season. And it is cheap. and it is not the subject you poke the bear with.
True.
It is a subject that is very sensitive, and it is a subject that's got real world implications. And for this fucking idiot to think he can put that in a family TV show and do it in such a ham-fisted, cat-handed way, no, it is offensive. It is not something that should be taken lightly, and it's got no place in Who.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
No place in Who. You know, if they wanted, you know, Graham was he was bitten by an alien parasite, and the alien parasite's running through his body, and the doctor's got to do a clever thing, but you know, she didn't notice because she was being wacky. Fine. Not this. Not this at all. It was wrong. And some of the reactions in social media by the J-bots.
Yeah, do you know what? That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people that have actually came out and defended this? Because to me, it's either they haven't grasped what we're talking about and they don't understand the way it's done, or they just don't, they're oblivious to it, or they just don't care. I don't know what it is, but when I see people defending this, it actually turns my stomach. I mean, last night it was interesting. I don't know if you've seen it yourself, but I was made aware of this. But Vincent and the Doctor was actually trending.
Yeah, Eddie said,
instead of this. That just goes to show you. I mean, if you're going to deal, I know you're talking about the cancer side of it, and I agree with everything you say. I've had family members that have actually died and battled cancer, so I see what that does to families. You know, words of comfort. That was my point. You know, even a word off the doctor, you'd be okay, or something like that. You know, would have made that scene a lot better.
Night. See, when the episode was done,
if
they were so determined to have their wee moment with Jodie being wacky, they could have filmed a bit after the episode with Jodie in character.
Yeah.
Not talking to the adults, talking to the kids. And saying, look, kids, if this is something that's worrying you, that's affecting you, I'm the doctor. I'm on your side. 30 seconds after the show, they could have done
so
that. That would have went a long way.
Yeah, but they did. That's the thing. He doesn't know how to do, but it does. It turns my stomach when I see people defending this. But going on the mental health issues that they try to shoehorned in again. Yeah. I mean, Yaz sitting at the side of the road having a 5-minute conversation with a cop. Okay, there is some character development, but if you want to reinforce the fact that she was bullying, then why didn't you show her as a kid in school being bullied? Yes. And that would have made it more real. I mean, the scene where she turns up at the cop's door to me was unbelievable because there was no. This is the thing with Chris Chibnall. I said it earlier today. It's all smoke and mirrors with him. There's nothing there substance because
it's artificial. It's fake. It's an attempt purely on the surface to say we have done this with no build up, no context, no payoff, no nothing. Yeah. If you look at Vincent and the Doctor, and I'll pick that because it's an example, it's fresh in everyone's mind. Whether you knew anything about Van Gogh or not, the time you got to that episode, you understood what the mental illness was. You had a very vague grasp of it. They used a sci-fi concept within the episode to illustrate this creeping monster that's there.
Exactly.
And then the last 5 minutes, if you sat there with a dry eye, you're not
a human. You're not human. I even said it last night. When he brings him to the museum, if you're not crying at that scene, there's something absolutely wrong with you. Because every time, I've seen that episode. Don't know about you, but I've seen that episode over and over, and it doesn't matter. That end always gets to me. Because for that little moment of time, this is what these J-bots don't understand, right? The reason why that scene resonated was because for that split second, which you dumb J-bots don't understand, the Doctor gave Van Gogh a bit of happiness, a bit of hope. He was always Van Gogh never knew that he was this truly great painter, right? And he didn't in real life. But in this episode, we got that ending. He got to see his art up in the gallery. He got to see all. That's why that episode resonates with a lot of people, and that's how you deal with mental health. Not the way it was done last night with Chris Chibnall. And the cancer scene with Graham, I said it last night. It was the first thing I came up with in the stream. I got very angry at the start of my stream, and I do apologize to some people, but I was truly disgusted. It's like you could see it, and it was so well acted by Bradley Walsh. That's why I think everybody is furious, because he acted that scene the way the way it was supposed to be. Because I've seen family members look for that hope. You could see it in his eyes, and she just and it's not her, it's the writing, but still.
That's the thing, and that's the thing what the J-Bots are really struggling to understand here.
We're not blaming Jodie Whittaker.
We're not blaming her. We're not blaming the 13th Doctor. We're blaming the writers and the producers who thought that A, cancer was a suitable topic, and B, how it was done. And lastly, if they had to do that, at least for Christ's sakes, use the Doctor in the appropriate way.
Exactly.
That is not the subject you want to even win a million miles off if you're not going to nail it. And I'm sorry, but Chibnall and the writer that co-wrote the episode, I'm sorry I don't know the name, they're not good enough to do that. They're no Richard Curtis, they're no RTD, they're no Stephen Moffat. Christ, they're not even Mark Gatiss.
I know, but here's the thing. I was saying it last night. This would fly. This would actually fly in a soap. They could get away with this in a soap.
I don't know. I don't know if that went out in Emmerdale Farm last night. Do you not think there'd be complaints the way that was done? I do. I think folk would look at that and say, "Hey, wait a minute."
Well, you've probably because they have done cancer stories on Emmerdale, and it has been actually done properly.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I just don't know what Chibnall and Eddie made a great point today. Actually,
he made quite a lot of good points today.
He did. He actually but I know the cancer part. He was spot on about every single point that he made. But he made another interesting point when he was talking about the series as a whole, and he was saying that by looking at this that this has been chopped and changed and rewritten, and it is, because you could see the parts that have been shoehorned in. I mean, those two examples last night, they were shoehorned in. They weren't thought out properly. There was no thought process.
On to the end of the episode.
Captain Jack's cameo, that was definitely shoehorned in. We know that for a fact. So what else have they done? We know that this series has been rewritten because Chibnall went off and had a little cry. They came back, didn't like what he's seen, and chopped and changed. And now we've got this. And you know what? I dread to think what's going to happen in the last two episodes. But this episode in particular last night has to be one of the worst episodes.
You know what? No, see, you probably saw Eddie's video earlier and you saw what he was saying about what he thinks the Ruth Doctor will represent. For me, that now pales into insignificance compared with the bullshit they dropped on our table last night. I really don't care what it does with the Ruth Doctor now, because in comparison to what was broadcast last night on BBC, it's immaterial. They can do what the hell they want with the show now.
Yeah.
They've broken it.
Mr. Fish.
That just is.
I know, they're disrespectful little pieces. I just want to read this because this is an Australian $50 super chat. Holy sugar almighty. Mr. Fish, thank you my God, thank you very much. Really, really, holy, I don't know what to say, but it says, Doctor, the name means heals people, according to Harold Saxon. Of course, Mr. Fish, spot on. And I just want to say something to Luke, because I see something in that chat as well. He says, my mum died of cancer. This sounds so disrespectful, and I'm glad I didn't watch it. Look at Luke. Don't watch this episode. Don't. I wouldn't even. And if any family member decides they're gonna watch this, I would tell you, don't let them watch this episode. It is. Look, again, I do agree with Garminator. Tackling cancer in Doctor Who, you shouldn't be really doing it. But if you are going to do it, you know, you should do it respectfully. You should do it with a bit of sensitivity and do it within the narration of the show. Like they dealt with the mental health issue in actually Vincent and the Doctor. The way they used that monster, that creature, and everybody thought he was mad because they couldn't see it. So they thought he was gone mad in his head. And he was saying it was there. It was very clever concept. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Garminator.
I was just
Thanks again. I'm just overwhelmed by that super chat. I really appreciate it.
I was actually going to come back to Mr. Fish's comment there, and he's absolutely 100% spot on.
Yeah.
The amount of times, particularly in the RTD era and the Moffat era, they've come back to the word doctor means heal people to make better. I mean, that's said God knows how many times.
I know.
And last night, they had the perfect opportunity. Not to do it as irresponsible as say the doctor would cure the cancer, but for the doctor just to be the doctor.
But here's the thing, can I ask you all something? Do you know the actors and Jodie and Bradley Walsh in that scene? Bradley's lines are fine. But Jodie Whittaker looking at this, do you not think she would have looked and said, I think that's a bit cold, maybe I should say, you know, is she afraid to pipe up? Is she? I don't know. Like if she fought for that line to be changed, and I knew that she did that, you know, I would give her credit for that because, you know, but I don't know. I don't think, because she's not the right caliber of actress either. I don't think she understands it either. To be honest,
I don't think she understands the character.
No, you're right.
And you know, you look. I was watching a video earlier on, and it was her. The chap that plays Ryan and Mandeep Gill, and they're doing a Q&A thing, and she was asked what past doctors would you work with, and she said Eccleston and Tennant.
Yeah,
and that was for her sort of go-to. That is the characters, David Tennant. It's not, you know, Tom Baker. It's not Colin Baker. It's not Capaldi. It's not Matt Smith. That is her idea of this wacky, almost CBBC type ball of energy. There isn't an understanding there to say, wait a minute, you're playing an alien that to us is, you know, may as well be Superman. And that does not come across in the performance or when she's speaking about it. So when she gets a scenario like last night where she's got to go and deliver what would be a brilliant speech under any other doctor, it falls flat in its arse. It's like something out of Hollyoaks.
Yeah, it's not good viewing at all. It's not, and it's upsetting a lot of people. That's the thing. And then the Radio Times, they did bring it up about the cancer part, but they praised the whole take on the mental health issue, and I questioned that as well. I think they're digging as well, and obviously they will, you know, to try and defend the BBC as much as they can because they're a shield for the BBC. But to say that Yasmin can't talk to a cop when we've never actually heard about Yaz being bullied before, I don't think. See, this is the thing. When was the last time we heard Yaz was bullied? And here's another point that Eddie made, and he's spot on. And I did bring this up, actually, Jordan, Series 11. And I did bring it up at the start of Spyfall. I will say that, but I haven't brought it up since. But let's talk about Ryan Sinclair. Ryan Sinclair is supposed to have a disability.
Dyspraxia.
Right? Yes, right. When was the last time, you know, he's going around, there's no character development there. We haven't seen how it affects him in everyday life on the TARDIS or out on his adventures. Right? This is what we're talking about. Right? And right now, as I said, Series 12 is where it turned for me. Series 11, Whittaker, I said, was out of her depth. You know, the writing was bad. You know, but Spyfall, she did try her best, but she's not good enough. And that's evident. That's why I've kind of, you know, no point to keep talking about her being bad. We know she's bad. But right now, the focus is the writing, and this writing is just, it's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles. It's disrespectful. Yeah, but it's not only disrespectful to canon right now, but it's disrespectful to the issues. And by the way, the other issues as well. Look at climate change issue that they brought in. That was shoehorned in. Look at
Yeah,
the plastic episode, the way that was shoehorned in. All of these issues are just shoehorned in. There's no actual thinking behind them. I mean, that episode Praxis was actually boring as crap. There was nothing of
no,
substance
no.
actually happened in it at all. And then it turned out, oh, the big bad human races are a bunch of dirty pigs. Yours are the ones that are responsible. So this alien race is gonna use you as a petri dish because, like, is deserve it for polluting the. But it was the way it was put across. And then here's something I wanted to actually ask you about your opinion on the animation.
I liked it.
Did
I,
you?
I did. I thought, to be honest, I thought when they did that, we are going to get the whole timeless child thing, and I thought they were going to go into a little bit. I
Right.
honestly thought those two planets would turn out to be two versions of Gallifrey. One real
Yeah.
Gallifrey, the other alternate world, and it didn't go that way. I thought the narration, the animation was absolutely fine. It was different for Doctor Who, but I thought it worked okay. Where it fell flat in its arse was I did not give a damn. I could not care about the villain. You know, it 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 was just like it was like nice Christmas tree lights
Yeah.
and Christmas trees threadbare. It's a great idea. I'd love to see them do it again, but do it properly and maybe do it
Yeah.
with something we can. For example, the Daleks.
Yeah.
Do something with the Daleks back in the day, them destroying somewhere, or even if they were to do the original Time Lords, if they were to do the Cartmel Master Plan, do that in some kind of animated form in the context of an episode, make it really manga, make it really sinister. That would work, but they don't have an understanding of their own material.
Yeah.
So because they don't have that, anything they try falls flat in its arse.
True. And you know what? Mr. Fish has another question, and it's only right that he gets this other
Sure.
question because with a 50 bleeding Australian dollar super chat, you can ask as many questions as you want, mate. Mr. Fish says at the Tardis official YouTube channel, and Noel, could Yaz be the Rani? Well, this has been an ongoing speculation behind Yaz because Chris Chibnall said that something big was going to happen to Yaz at the end of Series 11 when people criticised that Yaz got no character development. He was like, oh, but don't worry. Series 11, something big is going to happen to her. Now, there's rumours flying around that she's going to be turned into a Cyberman. There's also rumours that she actually might be Missy. There's loads of rumors around Yaz right now. For me, the one that I'd like to see come true is that she becomes a cyber person because then everybody will see that Chris Chibnall has actually copied Stephen Moffat, and then there'll be a big outcry. But there should be a big outcry after this episode, to be honest with you. I've been encouraging people to get behind me because if you've joined me on Facebook, I've thrown up. I want people to start raising their voices now. It's got look even if you didn't see the whole episode, if you just saw those two scenes alone, right, you're not missing much because there's no, as I said, there's no build up to it. But if you watch those two scenes alone, then I guarantee you it would make you angry. And it has. And this is the thing. Radio Times come out try and defend it, right? And this episode has caused genuine hurt and anger for some people. So that just goes to show you where it is. And, for that, I think next week's episode, and I don't care that it's one away then from the two series finale, I think next week's episode is going to suffer greatly because of what happened this week. There's a lot of anger.
100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of anger out there right now, and it hasn't subsided. If you look on Twitter, you look on Facebook, and you even look at some of the comments on some of the newspaper headlines. If you go into the comment section, they're going crazy on it. They're gone crazy.
It's wild. It's not something that should ever be anywhere near Doctor Who.
Yeah, even the casual viewer are giving out about it, and when you've got the casual viewer even giving out about it, you're in trouble. Now, I said this was a slow sinking today, slower than the Titanic it will be.
Yeah.
It's losing viewers. So I wanted to ask you, that was the next question. Actually, but you wanted to make a point there, so I'll let you make your point.
I was just going to say, we've got what Chibnall's approach has done. The female Doctor, how he implemented it, and the rhetoric coming out the show, it split the fandom, and it split the fandom right down the middle. Now, what I think, and I don't want to kind of patronise or condescend anyone here, maybe the newer fans or the Jodie fans don't understand, was back in the 90s, the stereotype of the Doctor Who fan was ultra left wing, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, the slightly camp.
It was a joke to be a Doctor Who fan back then.
It was a joke, but they were known for being what they would now call an SJW.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the stereotype was. This fandom did not need to be dragged into that, because guess what? It was already there. It already was a welcoming and inclusive fandom. But here's the real thing they forget. Doctor Who in the late 80s and 90s was doing political, issue-led science fiction.
Yeah.
And it was doing it a million times better than this shit.
But here's the thing. Key word, science fiction.
Yeah.
And doing it within the narrative of that science fiction show. This doesn't even have science fiction in it. This is why this is not even working. I mean, where is the science fiction? I mean, again, I will agree with some people. The monster, when you see the hand, for me, I said it last night, that is the best part of the monster, because when you actually do see the monster in full, the CGI, it's awful. They've blown the budget on all these locations. This is what's happened. He thinks all these fancy locations are actually going to attract us. Look at, if you do 10 episodes in a bloody studio, Chibnall, right, and they are actually half decent scripts and have a bit of sci-fi in them, trust me, we'd be watching. We're not watching because you're on Earth all. And by the way, I know some people are trying to justify the fact that she's on Earth all the time. There is no justification, right? And they use John Pertwee as an example. Again, you are foolish because you don't do the research. Uh-huh. John Pertwee's Doctor was stranded on Earth, exiled on Earth by the Time Lords. His TARDIS power was taken away from him, right? He couldn't use the TARDIS to escape, so he was stuck on Earth. That's the difference. She has no excuse. No. She has no excuse, but she keeps coming back every episode. There might be a little bit of space, but it always ends up back in Sheffield or somewhere else.
And this lot have got the benefit of filming it in really nice looking cinematography, 4K high definition.
Yeah.
This is going out. John Pertwee had a studio set, a couple of static cameras, and a bit of bubble wrap as a monster chasing him up a set of stairs.
Yeah, and look how that went. That's what I mean, and look how that went. This is what I mean. They've gotten, look, no matter what we say about the budget for Doctor Who, there's no denying that they have money to make a better show.
For sure. 100%. You know what, though? All the special effects and all the nice cameras and the lighting and the TARDIS sets and everything, see if your script's crap.
Yeah.
You will go nowhere.
Exactly.
Look at what's that Russell T Davies episode where they're stuck in the bus, the outer space bus, and
that's the dead planet. Oh, what's that one? I keep getting confused. The Planet of the Dead.
No. It's the one where there's the monster outside, and is it Midnight? It's called.
Oh, Midnight, the one, the Diamond Planet. Yeah, I love that episode.
The one set.
Yeah.
They probably had a budget of £2.50 and a packet of crisps, and they made that work because it had a brilliant script and some great acting. That's the fix for Doctor Who. You don't throw more money at it. You get people in that understand it, that care about it, and that they respect their audience. There is zero respect coming out of Cardiff just now.
Exactly.
They think we're stupid. And guess what? See, for all the Jodie fans watching it, they think you're the biggest lot of mugs going.
I know.
It's embarrassing, and the one thing Doctor Who fans have not been used to has been condescended to. Never.
True. And here's the thing: the blame game. They're already blaming us.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you what: we fans will know who to blame. We blame anybody that has supported this era. Right? Fair enough. Granted, people gave Series 11 a chance, which is only natural and fair enough. But they've had Series 12, and some fans that have stayed on haven't had their faith or their loyalty rewarded.
correct.
This era, you know, we keep saying that this is better than Series 11, but I'm actually starting to have doubts now, because if you actually break down the writing, it's on par with Series 11. The only reason why we're saying this is better is because we have had the Jadoon, we've had the Master, we're going to have the Cybermen, and I think that's the only reason why we're saying this is actually better.
100%.
But if you actually look at it, take away those, it's actually worse than Series 11 right now.
You know what? I'll give them some credit for season 11 because they did say at the start we're going to do something different.
Yeah, and they tried that and it failed, but they tried.
Yeah, exactly. I would sit down and watch experimental, different Doctor Who every night of the week than what we're being served up. Sleep No More. It didn't work. There was a great idea there. It didn't work. Move on. Season 11, they tried it. It didn't work. So they brought back the old monsters. And I thought, you know what? Give it a shot. Spyfall was good fun. It was
Spyfall, the first one I even gave a positive review to. It was actually not bad. Yeah.
But this, since then, it's
just gone downhill. How can you, but here's the thing. How can you start off, and I will say this, even though I did think Spyfall Part 1 was an improvement on Series 11, it's still way below par. I have to add that. But it was a solid start.
Aye.
But how can you go from that to the very next episode and then after that then just become boring? Look at the episodes we had after that. Jesus. I mean, the Nicholas Tesla episode was boring.
Yeah.
The Fugitive of the Jadoon, either we don't know yet, but it's more than likely the episode that has started the process of destroying canon. Right? Correct. We got two female doctors. Doesn't matter about the color of our skin. I don't give a crap about that. We still got two female doctors. So one female doctor wasn't good enough for these SJWs. They had to stick in the second one. Just to hammer their point home that they can do this. And that's the only reason why they did it.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't done for story reasons.
No, it wasn't. And if you look at what Chris Chibnall has done, he even had a slight dig at fans. So when he said he doesn't read reviews, he read our reviews. He didn't like them, and he's had a go at fans as well. Series 12 is going to turn out when we actually look at this again. When the dust settles, we will be saying this is worse than Series 11, right? Because Series 11, he tried. Yeah, but Gorminator, as you said, he will get credit for trying something. Series 11, yes, it failed, but Series 12, he was supposed to. He tried to go back to the tried and tested. And he has failed miserably.
100%.
Miserably. This is not good enough. I said this a few weeks back. This is not Doctor Who level. And we need to be thinking as fans, Doctor Who level. I've even seen some fans lowering their expectations. Why? I'm sorry. But Classic Who obviously is the all-time bar, right? Mm-hmm. Even New Who... I say on some episodes it's reached that height, but not seasons. It's never reached the height of Classic
It's always been individual pockets.
Right? Yeah. But Classic Who was the bar, right? New Who managed to get close to it, but what it was very clever at doing, it was clever introducing these new fans that have now turned on us, and now we got the J-bots as well. But nobody was fighting at that stage. Everybody was happy with what the direction the show was going in. Everybody was pulling in the same direction.
Look at the 50th.
Well,
look at the 50th anniversary that year. Okay, season 7 was a bit ropey.
Yeah,
everyone was excited. Everyone was happy.
And I went to the cinema for that. I got that ticket for my birthday. My brother my brothers actually got it for me as a surprise, and the two of them went with me. I have to tell you a little story about that before you finish your point. But they weren't originally Doctor Who fans, and they used to, as not the way you were saying in the 80s, like Doctor Who, like if you said you were a Doctor Who fan, but you kind of like kept it was a dirty little secret that you had. But the boys used to give me stick about it all the time. You watch Doctor Who, blah, blah, blah. I said, you've never watched it. What are you criticising it for if you've never watched it? And then I moved out, and I remember it was a few months later, and they said, oh, we're watching Classic Who. And I go, what? We're watching Classic Doctor Who. We're just at the finish in William Hartnell, like, and I'm go, what? And then he says, yeah, we're on Patrick Troughton, but we're watching. They actually watched the reconstructions and all. They watched the whole lot, like everything. They watched every single documentary, the whole lot, all the way up, and they became fans. Sure, they haven't even watched Jodie Whittaker's era. Sure, they kind of stopped at the end of Peter's 9, to be honest with you. I think they gave up after 9 because they could see where it was going even then, but it wasn't as bad. And my brother was asked, he said, what's it like? Because you're not Jodie Whittaker. I said, yeah, you're not going to like her. I said, Series 11 is not anything you've seen before. You won't even call this Doctor Who. Now, we don't call Series 12 Doctor Who, but if you add the old villains, then okay, it might masquerade a bit as Doctor Who, but it definitely isn't Doctor Who.
You know what? You've kind of brought something up there. If you look at Capaldi's Series 9, let's break that down. In fact, even go back to Season 8. Within that, they talk about diversity.
I know.
Within that, you had episodes written by openly gay men.
True.
You had a cast that was multiracial across all the episodes. You had transgender people. You had a deaf character. You had a character that had an issue with their height.
Yeah.
But not once to give themselves a pat in the back and say, look at us.
No.
They just put it in there. They got on with it. They told their story and they let the sci-fi take the lead. Christ almighty, they even changed Missy. The Master, from the Master to Missy.
I know.
It was done as a twist. It wasn't done to give themselves an award.
No.
That
was the thing about it is, even though I'm critical of them doing that, I cannot sit here and criticize Michelle Gomez's performance as Missy.
Brilliant.
She's absolutely brilliant as I kind of like, for me, the Master, like the Doctor, is male, but like I don't look as Missy as a female Master. I just call her Missy, or a deranged Mary Poppins, I call her. But either way, she's a great character, and
well played, well written,
and it was well written, exactly. And again, what plaudits did they get for that? You know what I mean? Even Chibnall, like, he does the little thing in Rose, and they're getting plaudits for that, even though that was done disrespectfully. You look at everything that Chris Chibnall has done, the issues that he has tried to tackle. They're either shoehorned in, as I said, or they're not done with the respect and sensitivity, or he just doesn't understand them, and then he puts in a little gimmick, and he thinks, oh, well, this will work, and we'll get away with this. And you know what? I think fans now, even those, I've seen a few even J-bots starting to rumble a little bit, which, you know what, I'm glad to see. I'm glad some of them are rumbling a little bit, because this is what's happening all the time. You need to wake up. It's not too late to save Doctor Who. And listen, you could still have your representation within the show. We're not stopping that.
Who's been doing that for years?
But it could be done, exactly. But it could be done again within the context of the show, and done properly and done with respect. And then we can all enjoy Doctor Who again. Do you know what I mean? That's why Chris Chibnall made it a point to put that poster up, Space for All. He was trying to make that point to us older fans that we were still welcome, right?
Yeah, sure.
But we shouldn't have to be made feel welcome. I'm sorry, but we're here, whether, I know it sounds childish, but we're here longer. It's our fandom. You know, even fans older than me built this fandom up. Like, you come in like a wind, and you think you own the fandom. You don't own the fandom. You share the fandom with other fans.
Yeah, so fandom was built over decades.
Exactly. So why not stop fighting, and let's get together, and let's make sure that all the issues that you want and all the things that we want are done properly and with respect. and then we will all be happy.
Can you remember when the night
we'll
Rose went
all be
out?
happy because you'll get some tick out there that will,
Yeah.
you know, there's always a moan hollow, but you know what I mean? It'll keep the majority of fans happy. The ratings won't be sliding. Doctor Who will be back up to 10, 11 million a fucking week. Yeah? Put it back on Saturday. Bob's your uncle. Everybody be happy.
Yeah. And do you remember the night Rose went out, the first episode, and everybody thought, oh, it's just going to be the old school watching this?
Yeah.
Now, what did they do? They put in, within the writing, very clever look, still the Doctor, everything's as it was. There was a couple of wee jokes in there about fandom, you know.
Yeah.
She's interested in the Doctor, all that kind of thing. But it went for the new, but it didn't forget what went before it.
No.
They gradually built that up over season 1 and 2. So by the time you get to season 3, you've got the Master, you've got Daleks, you've got Cybermen, you've got references to Rassilon, the Eye of Harmony, the full bit. But you don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater and then turn around and say, by the way, it's not for you anymore. Fuck off. It's for these new people. That's not how you do it. You know, look at DC Comics when they did the new 52. It was, you know, it was disgraceful. It was horrible. But the course corrected, and they did exactly what you said. They brought the new 52 fans, the old school DC fans, they brought them together. And that's what it's about. That's what the show's about. The show's not about
dividing fans. It's supposed to bring us all together and give us hope. Not fucking depress us and tell us that we're all evil white men and that the human race are a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah.
That's basically what this series does. But the other side lap it up.
Do you remember the days when the biggest fight Doctor Who fans had were who's going to win, the Cybermen or the Daleks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or who was better, Tom Baker or John Pertwee?
Yeah. And that they're the good old days. But now it's like
I'll show you. This is.
I'll show us what we got
sitting there. Matt Smith, my favourite comedy. And also J Bots. Look, I've got that. I'm a fan of it all, but I just want this to be better.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go and buy what Garminator got, and fair play to him, but I have this one.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, has the tree sounds on it. Ted doesn't like it though. Don't you, that Ted? Oh, there he is. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Okay, come here. Come here. Oh, say hello to everybody. There you go. There he is, guys.
Hello.
Now. Say hello to everybody. You're okay. You're okay. We should have Ian with us presently. He said about a half an hour. I'm
good for a little bit more, mate. So yeah, I'm looking to hang around till Ian comes on.
All right. What, Teddy? Oh, see, I'm at the starting them off now.
No,
Come here. Come here to me. Come up to me. Come here. Come here, look. Come here to me. Come on, I'm at the leave. Come
see,
here.
that's a real canine.
Oh. See, this is what happens when I upset him.
Oh,
he doesn't like the screwdriver. Yeah. Oh, there he is. So we have our next guest with us. Shh. Wait for a minute, buddy. Wait for a minute. I'll wait for a minute. I have to get him a treat, right? So, Eileen, okay, wait. Hey, Ian, welcome to the stream. Guys, I'll just let you two talk there in the stream for just 1 second while I sort him out, right? Because he's having a barky. He's having a bit of a barky fit. Oh my God, I can't even speak properly now. Right, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Ian, by the way.
Ian,
Right,
son, you can see your collection tonight.
How are you?
I'm fine, mate. How are you?
I'm fine. I take it you're enjoying the show so much. Dr.
Yeah,
Who?
I'm enjoying no show. I'm not enjoying the actual show. The actual Doctor Who show is it's not to my taste, as they say.
Oh my!
No,
After all these years, I'm in the point where I just don't feel bothered now anymore. I watch it, trying to hopefully this week will be better. Maybe that week will be better.
No, because you've got the Guinness collection, haven't you?
Yes, twice.
Twice. Brilliant. Now, for somebody that's got the world record twice over, not to be bothered about Doctor Who, I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah. I mean, I would never, like, yesterday I had some friends round and we were playing, like, funny enough, Doctor Who Monopoly. And I said, I looked at my watch and it was like nearly 7. I said, oh, look, Doctor Who's on. I can't be bothered. I mean, they're Doctor Who fans as well, but we didn't stop what we're doing to turn on the telly. Now, that was a couple of years ago, would have stopped everything and turned on the telly, but no.
Exactly.
No interest whatsoever. I did catch it this morning, actually. Every time I would wait till the next day to watch Doctor Who, but I did this morning. I went to bed, so I can't be asked.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll ask you very quickly because then, obviously, you'll have some pieces to show us as you always do. That's what I'm looking forward to. But I'll ask you very quickly: what were your overriding feelings on the episode, and have you seen some of the backlash that it's actually gotten for its handling of the scene with Graham talking to the doctor about his cancer and the whole mental health issue that they tried to highlight within the episode?
Oh yes, I did. I've seen it on Twitter. It's been active today. I did. Well, when it was over and it got helpline, BBC helpline, whatever, mental health issue, and I said, was that something to do with mental health? It didn't even seem like that to me. I mean,
they should have. If BBC had been true to themselves, right? What they would have done was they should have put up the complaint line. Helpline. They should have put up the complaint line because it was utterly disrespectful. The scene with Graham is the one that's actually, causing the most outrage. And
I seen that. And I probably should say something, but someone did point out a pro Odiite, and I can actually sympathise with them because the Doctor's an alien. I mean, there's been many moments when the Doctor in the past has been not so friendly, but however, dealing with the subject of cancer, which is more in reality than a monster killing someone, is a bit different, I think. It's like Pyramids of Mars. Sarah Jane says to the Doctor when they were like come in and find which is Lawrence Scarman murdered. Sarah snaps at him and says, sometimes you don't even seem. She stopped herself and he says, human? That's because I'm not. But that's different. That's like a walking robot mummy that killed him. But this is something like cancer, which can affect anybody. So I think they should have probably been a bit more sensitive on that. It wouldn't have hurt to say, Graham, you'll be fine. Or, I'll take you to the future. I'll take you to the doctors or something. I'll take you to the planet X-ray or something where the most fantastic doctors in the world. Surely she must know a hospital or a doctor surgery that could give him reassurance on another planet.
Exactly, and I think that's why fans were actually giving out because of the way it was actually handled. Like, as you know yourself, words can be words. Yes, they can hurt, but they can also be a great comfort to people. And in that scene, a couple of words from the doctor wouldn't have would have helped. Actually, would have went a long way. But to put the helpline, some people said, "Oh God, no, the action helpline." Yeah, they did put the helpline up afterwards. Actually, it was quite cringy. EastEnders, I will agree with Garminator actually, because I said maybe soaps would do something like that. I'm wrong actually, because EastEnders have actually handled these stories. I remember watching one cancer story on it, and they did it actually with sensitivity and with the respect that it deserved. This is the problem. Chibnall doesn't respect anything. All these J-bots think he respects their ideology and their beliefs. No, he doesn't. He's just and I did criticize people for saying this, but they are right, and we keep saying it, but it is true. All he's interested in is box ticking, and he doesn't.
Oh yes, I've seen
upsets.
I did see a video today by he's a good bloke as well. Heels versus Babyface.
Yeah,
that's what he said. It's just box exercise. What can I do today, sort of thing. Tick, tick, tick. That's all it is. I mean, and then she's just going to go to let's go and visit Frankenstein. Just think about it now. That was rather intensive because you know what Frankenstein's putting some bodies together and that. Also, I have to say, you know, there was that whatever was going on with that copper and Yaz. I haven't a clue what it was.
It was right. So that whole scene was supposed to be a build up, some character arc for Yaz. So apparently Yaz was running away from home because she was being bullied in school and her parents didn't understand. Now the problem I have with that scene is that we didn't actually get to see Yaz in school being bullied, so there was no build up to that actual scene. So when she was sitting there with the couple having their heart to heart, it actually had no resonance with
I thought
any emotional connection because there's no backstory.
No,
So
she's done something wrong.
No wonder you didn't get it. The reason why you didn't get her was because Chris Chibnall didn't put it, or his writers didn't put a good backstory to show us that Yaz had been bullied in the past, and maybe that's why she's actually escaped onto the TARDIS because you know she was getting bullied in work too. That would actually make sense. But he's not that clever. He's a tick.
Correct. No, you've hit the nail on the head there, mate. Chibnall, he dropped this in there for nowhere, then expected it to have some dramatic weight and resonance for the audience. And how can it? It's like watching it's like watching Line of Duty, and you come in episode 3, and you're meant to get what happened in the previous episodes. It's awful. You said it wasn't Doctor Who standards. It's not BBC standards.
Yeah, it's not actually BBC standard.
I don't know what standard it is.
This is something that you'd probably see on Hallmark or CW. Oh no, because even CW do some. No, that's actually stretching the saying to do some decent shows. But even the acting in some of their shows is better than the acting in this. By the way, if anybody wants to know what the hashtag Wet Willies is, that's in reference to the fingers coming off your man and going into people's ears. I just thought it was funny, right? That was a ridiculous concept, man.
I have to say that the woman on the hill and that, because that's where I'm sure that is where they film Resolution. Because I thought for a minute that copper was the copper from Resolution. That's what I thought it was about. And in the distance, when I seen that woman in the distance, I thought that was Bill. I mean, I thought, is that Bill? No, I didn't understand what it was going on. What was with the 50p? Oh, God knows. I thought, did she say she wouldn't do shoplifting?
What if this lone Cyberman happened to be Bill Potts? What would you do? I know she turned into that wart and she turned back human again, but what if that was just a...
That would undermine...
I know, I'm talking crap, but you know what? That'd be better than what you've now come up with at this point.
Do you want to laugh, guys?
Yeah,
somebody, a Jodie bot, a nemesis of yours, actually, Noel, Dawn the Mundasian Sidemen, said, wow, fantastic ratings. Liberal Zero success. This is after last night, so I'm thinking, what planet are you on?
Actually, I want to talk about that, actually. So, I retweeted someone's tweet, and you look at the thread, and you go, 40 million people are still watching. That's a lot of humans. And then someone said was there like, yeah, that's great. It's doing very well. I was like, right, listen, ratings don't mean, this is the thing that they keep saying. Right, listen, planks, right? And I'm going to call you planks because nothing seems to be getting in there. I would call you sponges, but sponges absorb things, but planks don't, right? So listen, I'm going to explain it again. The reason why Tom Salisbury and other YouTube or other Twitter people like the guy for BBC that puts out the the reason why they put out those overnights is because the ratings are important, yes, planks, right? If the ratings weren't important, they wouldn't be tweeting them out and letting people know what they are. Then we wouldn't be getting told what the consolidated figures are and what the AI figures are. Right?
Correct.
Ratings do mean something, and the overnights actually do mean something. Now, the consolidated figures, yes, they always pick up on the consolidated figures. But if you look at the consolidated figures for Series 12, like the AI, they're all three, right? The overnights, the consolidated, and the AI 3 of them are consistently dropping each week, right? So you could say and spin and say that ratings mean nothing. And there's a couple of YouTubers out there that actually make a joke and a laugh at people that talk about ratings. Ratings mean nothing. Well, how does the BBC make money as bleeding planks? They need an audience to buy the merchandise, don't they?
Well, I've heard something actually today, which will affect something because China bought Doctor Who. Well, because of this virus, coronavirus,
Yeah.
they won't be travelling to the UK, so that will affect sales.
Yeah, and also I heard that this is true because they have a deal with China. They were going to film a bit of Doctor Who series 13 in China. Now this won't be happening. But listen, I want to ask you something. So Eddie brought this up on his stream actually. So there's an interview out there. He said from Manip. He put it up on his. He put the screenshot up. He obviously couldn't put the interview up because of copyright and all that. But apparently she's asked about Doctor Who, and she's interestedly, this is what she says. Well, I don't know what's happening after Series 12. Nobody does. That's the exciting thing about Doctor Who. So she doesn't even know herself if she's going to be in Series 13 of Doctor Who. And by the sound of it, by the way she put it, nobody knows. And that's the exciting part. Which means, as I've been saying, and I've always stuck my neck out there, and I still do believe it can happen. I think we will see the end of the 3 companions, but I do still believe that there is a possibility that Whittaker can go because these numbers, and then the J-Bots can say whatever they want, right? Everybody is putting out the ratings because they mean something, right? The lower these ratings go, BBC will have to look at this because it can't go because you mean right. So it's from Series 11, it's been consistent. I had a few spikes, obviously, certain episodes in that series got a few viewers back, but then it consistently dropped. Resolution consistently dropped. It got a high then on Spyfall Part 1, right? Then it dropped again, and continues to drop, right? You mean to tell me that they're going to say to Chris Chibnall, okay, keep Jodie Whittaker, keep Manip Gill, keep Bradley Walsh, here's Series 13, go ahead and make it, and then end up with 1 million viewers, because that's what will happen.
Yeah, it's exactly what will happen. And what will also happen is that you'll embolden Chibnall, you'll embolden Whittaker to do more and double down in the crap that they've been shoveling out. And guess what? The more confidence they get, the lower the ratings will go. The BBC need to act. And I'm not talking about coming in there and making dramatic changes. 2 changes. Get rid of Chibs, get rid of Wits, replace them with a competent showrunner. It doesn't have to be, Moffat or Paul Cornell or anyone like that. Just somebody that can run a TV show. And
has to go.
Lee just said there that he says, sorry, no, ratings aren't low enough. Well, if the consolidated figures continue to go in the trend that they are, I mean, what are they at now? 5 million or something?
I tell you, well, look at this. I've just looked it up. Episode 6. Right. 3.97. Consolidated 5.09. So that's only what? Over a million more.
Just over 5 million. So 5,100,000, right?
And then it finished with the +4. I'm not sure what that means.
That's the AI and all that. That's all other different devices and all. What's that?
It finished, so it only gained 5.22 in the end.
See, there you go.
So it's gone from a quick rundown from episode 1. This is all the final figures. So episode 1 to, not counting last night's episode 6, you got 6.89, 6.7, 5.38, 5.2. Up for Jadoon, I think they're 5.57. And then the week before last, 5.22. Going down, down, down.
And you forget one thing as well. How many of those overnights, or how many of the people watching are the same people that are watching it and repeat to watch the episode again the next day?
Exactly. And that's what you never find out. So I'm sorry, Lee, I do agree with you. They're not low enough just yet, but we're getting to that point now. And you see,
no point.
unfortunately, what might be the saving grace for this third is the fact that we've got one more episode to go until the finale. And traditionally, Doctor Who fans, whether they like or hate a series, do normally watch the first episode of the finale and see how it goes to see if they'll watch the second one. Now, if the first part of the finale ends up being boring like the rest of it, well, then by the last episode, you'll be lucky. You'll just have the J-bots watching. And there's not many of them, by the way. There's not many of them.
The problem.
And that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. You're saying Doctor Who fans actually walking away, and what's left now is the J-bots, and there's not many of them.
No,
And even 5 million is not 5 million J-bots.
No.
It's less than that. There's still Doctor Who fans that are hanging on in the hope that this actually improves, and there is actually some Doctor Who fans who, unfortunately, do like this series, but there's nothing we can do about them. I think they just like having Doctor Who on the...
No, could you imagine what would happen if the show get cancelled? Do you think the J-bots would step up and we would have a set of writers that could produce something like the New Adventures or the Virgin novels or Big Finish? Of course you wouldn't.
No.
These
If
people
it
would
got cancelled, if a show was completely cancelled, I don't know if it would ever come back, because it would take a while, because fandom would then be, it would be a full war, because us lot would get the blame, saying, oh, you're criticising it all the time. Well, only because it's a load of crap. I mean,
let's make it clear here.
I said to this, I've said to them, I said, look, it should be doing better than it is, and they will see that it is, falling. It's not exactly pulling in viewers. I mean, you look at Eddie McGuigan put out today. Get it up now for you. Thingy. What was it now? He did a tweet. So the viewers. No, do you have it anyway? I think.
The viewing figures. Yeah, hang on. I'll get them up now. Because I have Twitter on my computer, so it's easy enough.
Oh God.
Right, I'm on Twitter now. We're looking for Eddie. Eddie, where are you?
I have it. I think I should find it. 3 hours ago. Oh, no, it's more.
Was it the one where he was talking about the ratings?
Here we are. I found it. Sorry, no. Here we are. So, this is BBC One viewing figures from before Doctor Who and after Doctor Who.
Right, go on.
Oh, yeah.
5.24 million country file, which was a share of 28.2%.
Right.
Then, who comes on? And then people run away. 3.81, 18.8% share of the viewing audience. After Doctor Who finishes, then everyone plows back in at 6.39 to what call the midwife. That is overnight. I mean, look at the midwife getting 6.39 overnight, and they say, Doctor Who got 3.81. It's a brilliant score. It's getting 5 million. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was the 28th show, and they think that's a success.
6.39 million. Doctor Who could be getting that and getting a consolidated about 8 million. It could be doing it. It should be getting it. It is, it's up.
Yeah.
But they have let it. I mean, one thought of when Chibnall, not Chibnall, I mean, Capaldi and Moffat were involved, it wasn't so much the writing, it was lack of publicity.
Yes.
When they then started to publicise Series 10 more, figures went up.
But Ian, you make a brilliant point there. You've got everyone points a finger at Capaldi and said, "Oh, he was unlikable. He's an old man." All this bullshit, right? Capaldi's season was a rating success. It was a smash hit, right? Mm-hmm. The narrative that was allowed to set in was that he's an old man, he's unpopular, and people don't want to watch that. And they shut their pants. They stopped publicising the show. Paul Cornell met him at a con. He said the reaction to the grumpy 12th Doctor was to make him go the other way, which put him off.
Yeah.
And they bailed on the show. It was nothing to do with that. The best actor to have touched the part ever. And we had performances that would win awards every single weekend. and that was sneered on, that was condescended to by what people that wanted the Doctor to have a big square chin and muscles.
Yeah.
Well, here's a fact. Here's a little bit of info about Capaldi. Now, my friend yesterday said to me, "What about the rumor that he's going to be the 14th Doctor?" I said, "I doubt that very much." But you've heard of course, Big Chief, haven't you? Both of you.
What's that? Sorry.
You've heard of Big Chief?
The
Making
Chief.
a very expensive not action figures.
Yes,
but
Big Chief. Yeah.
I don't have any because I refuse to spend that much money on a
Wow.
£300 a time. No, thank you.
Excellent.
Anyway, they wanted to do a Twice Upon a Time thing, with Capaldi.
Yeah.
He refused to give his permission for the likeness to be used when he left. He has categorically said he will not finish as well.
Yeah,
So
I've heard.
that'll tell you something.
Yeah.
With character options to make the action figures, they don't really need. I mean, some can be a bit fussy, I know, but they don't really need permission to do it again. But Chief wanted, and they tweeted this. They said we did want to do it, but he did not want his likeness used. So, I mean, he still embraces the role. I mean, he's still very loyal to fans and that.
Yeah. Lee says he doesn't think cancellation is on the horizon, and then he says Heaven Sent is a masterpiece. Nobody here wants to see Doctor Who cancelled, and Doctor Who, you're right, it's not. They will drag this on because it is commissioned, so we do know that it's not going to be cancelled. We don't want it cancelled. We want Chibnall replaced.
Yeah.
And her.
Him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, yes, Jodie Whittaker is not.
I want the whole lot of them.
Yeah, exactly. Look, a proper clear out, and if they have to do a soft reboot, I don't give a crap at this stage. Do it. If it saves the show and keeps the show on air, and we get decent sci-fi again, decent stories with decent characters that we can get behind, then I'm on board. And yes,
100%.
one thing it has to be, you have to get someone in that understands sci-fi. If you get someone in that doesn't understand sci-fi but is a good writer, okay, you still have a chance of them putting their own take on it and it becoming a success. But to guarantee success, let them have some sort of sci-fi background behind them, or bring someone in with them that has some sci-fi background, and that's how you do it.
Thinking of a producer, go back to the previous producers, not New Who, because there's only been two, really, Moffat and RTD, so they had vast experience. But in the classic series, I'm thinking of the names string out now. Philip Hinchcliffe, what was his background before he took on the role? I don't know. I've probably read it, but I can't remember. Anyone know?
I have absolutely no idea, mate.
I don't know. I know A&T worked within the BBC for years, was production unit manager. In fact, his first role was involved with the runners, was involved in the Space Pirates with Troughton, and then he was production unit manager on the Tom Baker years. So he knew the show before he took over, whatever his thoughts was. I mean, JNT is a lot better than Chibnall.
Oh, Christ, a million miles. And the thing is about JNT, whether his ideas worked or whether they didn't work, he had the best interest in the show at heart.
Oh, poor man did. I mean, I met him a few times. I mean, I'm not saying anything against Chibnall as a person. I don't know him, but as a writer, please pack your bags. But JNT was passionate. I mean, watching the series 26 box set, he vetoed some ideas like for the design of the Hemivores and that, and also when they wanted vampires, he vetoed that because, of course, he was thinking of what had happened recently with Grade and all that. So that's why they came up with the name Hemivores. But he knew. I mean, when it was cancelled the first time, they tried to get rid of it. He knew the contacts to get extra support for Doctor Who, which took the BBC by surprise. I mean, they treated him like crap anyway.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. It's like, if you're working towards a common goal and it's coming to the right place, you know, you don't need a big budget. You don't need the full support of the BBC. You'll make it work.
Mm.
If you're there quite cynically saying, I'm going to run a show to an agenda. I don't really care about the show. I'm just going to do what I want because it's a big hit for my ego. It's never going to work. It's never going to be a success. I mean, who's this program made for now?
I couldn't tell you. And
Yeah.
I don't even think BBC even know who they're trying to hit. I don't think they know who the demographic. I mean, the kind of issues that they dealt with last night are not child friendly. Let's be honest, especially young kids. Maybe a child of I don't know how, maybe 7, 8. I mean, if you want to let your child know something,
it's not something you put in a family show.
Yeah.
Not a fantasy show, right? See, do you remember Biker Grove in the 90s?
Yeah, I watched Biker Grove, I do, yeah.
Biker Grove handled those issues better than that steaming pile did last night.
I agree.
And that's what we've got to remember here, that a kids' TV show almost 30 years ago handled very sensitive, very serious issues, and they put it out in an appropriate way that didn't condescend, it didn't patronise, and it gave the issues the weight they deserved. It wasn't just there to give your lead actress the chance to be quirky.
Well said. Yeah. Another one that was good at sometimes handling issues in a way, and was very cool, was the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that series.
But again, quality showrunner, quality writer.
Yes. When he had, I mean, he kind of took a back seat at times, and let like Gary Russell and others that would do Big Finish do it, so they knew what they were doing.
2 words, Big Finish.
So now, I mean, Chibnall, oh God, I mean, they said when he took over, everyone was going, "Yay!"
No, I wasn't. I wasn't even at the time. I was like, no, hack. I knew it.
I was hopeful. But then I remember a caution when Moffat took over, everyone was going, "Yay!"
Yeah.
I mean, Moffat said, it was Eddie McGuigan that put this up a few weeks back. There was an interview some years ago with Moffat, and he said, if you're going to do a female doctor, it has to be done for the right reasons. If you do it for political reasons, it will not work. It has not worked.
Wow. Well, Gorminator had to head off, but another 50 Australian dollar super chat from Mr. Fish, and it's absolutely blank. Thank you very much. I know who you are because you're actually tweeting me right now, and I know you won't want your name to be mentioned. Seriously, absolutely. Thank you very much. It means absolutely a lot. I just don't know what to say. I'm gobsmacked. Thank you, Gorminator. Listen, thanks for coming on. We actually got to, because as you said about your computer and stuff, but we do get kind of lively on these panels. But it was nice to actually have you on and to actually hear you talk for a change.
Yes, brilliant. Listen, thanks for having me on, Ian. I'm going to be watching your collection tour in a minute, so pleasure being on the show with you. I'll catch up with you guys later on.
Take care.
Do yourself a favour, go watch Heaven Sent tonight because it's brilliant.
Yeah. I think I need to watch something.
I like Heaven Sent.
See you later, mate. Yeah.
I like Heaven Sent. It's Hellbent. I can't work the hell out. I can't understand that one.
Wow. And by the way, just to let you know, people in the chat are saying, wow, Mr. Fish, this is the second 50 Australian Australian dollar chat, 50 both. So he's giving me 100 Australian US dollars tonight in this chat.
Okay, then. How about Mr. Fish for showrunner then?
Wow. I'm blown away. The kindness of some people in this fandom is absolutely mind blowing, but it's not surprising because this is what fandom, Fandom years ago. See, this upsets me. Even though I get this, I should be happy, but upsets me because this fandom used to be, as I've said plenty of times, the envy of many fandoms back in the day. Yes, near the 80s, in the 80s, it became a bit of a joke and it was a dirty little secret. But to be in that position again in 2020, like, I mean, I don't even talk to other people about Doctor Who anymore, which is a shame. I used to do it all the time, to try get people to watch the show. I wouldn't get anybody to watch that now. That doesn't resemble anything that I have ever seen. Doctor Who. When I watch Doctor Who, as I keep saying, and Ian will probably agree with me here, you want to be excited, you want to be on the edge of your seat, you want your
Oh,
mind on, you know.
you want your mind just to be on that, nothing
Yeah,
else.
but not only that, right? You've got real life issues going on in real life, right? When you watch Doctor Who,
You
Star
don't
Trek,
want
all these shows, these are supposed to be the shows that we are able to escape to. They're escapism. Well, I can't say the word properly, but you know what I mean.
Yes, you said it right.
Yeah, it's where we go. It's where we forget our troubles for that half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is show we watch. And now even those shows are being polluted by this. But here's the thing. We know that that is going to happen. And in some parts, we've accepted it. But the problem that we have is they're not doing it within the context of the show. So then the show takes a back seat. And then, especially then, if the script is not actually up to scratch, then it makes it even worse. And this is the problem that we have right now. But Ian, look, I didn't just bring you on to rant about, because I've actually done 3 live streams. This is the 3rd live stream today on this abomination. I just thought it was highly disrespectful what they've done. But as you've said, you've been getting criticism lately off all these J-bots. Whereas we know yourself. Now, you did something today and it kind of annoyed me. And I'm glad you came on tonight, right? Because I wanted to say it to your face. Actually, I'll put the camera on, right? Because I don't hide my face, right? And I'm saying it to you. So I see you put up a picture, a photograph of your 2 world records, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. And the headline was something like, just to prove to people that I'm not lying. You don't need to prove nothing to nobody. That's the thing. Why do you feel it necessary?
Oh no, I wasn't. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just
I know,
basically.
but still, I know, but because
Need to prove
stuff
it.
that's happening in the fandom, you felt it necessary to do that. Ian, you should never have to do that. You've been on this channel plenty of times now. People can see that you're a Doctor Who fan. If there's people out there that still doubt you, well, then they're the idiots. You don't get 2 world records, 2 world record certificates, and be in the Guinness Book of Records for collecting Doctor Who memorabilia if you're not a Doctor Who fan. Why would you do it? It'd be a waste of your time if you weren't a Doctor Who fan. You know what I mean? Make no sense. You'd buy that memorabilia of the show that you actually like. So well done. Actually, the Armourer wants to know, what was the records for? He has the most merchandise, as I said.
That's right.
Yeah.
2 seconds now. I'm roasting here. I'm just going to quickly turn off the heating. And somebody has just asked me, where's he gone? Super John has asked me, does Ian have the Dayport Tardis console? So while I turn off the heating, I shall go and pick up the console.
Yeah, he always does a few things. This is why I love bringing Ian on. And it kind of baffles me that fans question whether he's a Doctor Who fan or not. This is how ridiculous this fandom has become. I'm still I'm smiling now because I just can't believe the super chat. That's 2 of them. Thank you. I really, oh my God.
No, I haven't. I've got a battery. What I do, because I have this on display with my 5-inch figures, it actually goes well with the 5-inch figures. I don't have it. Motor works, but I've only got the batteries for the lights. So if you can, I'll just turn out my lights so you can see, because it's not.
And Chris says, me moderator, if Ian isn't a Doctor Who fan, then nobody is. I agree with you, Ian. Hold on. Is that wall? Is that okay? I thought there was something glowing in the dark back behind you, but no, it's that. All right, That is amazing.
And it's still in fully working order. I only keep the lights on like that because for display, because I don't put the motor on all the time. It's very noisy. This was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a mistake because it's got 5 sides, and people often get the mick out of Daypol because they were the first people ever to make action figures. I'm going to turn on my light again. Excuse me a minute, folks. Don't fall over the dark.
Actually, just talking about Doctor Who stuff and thanking people, I just want to thank the person that sent us that lovely gift box of Doctor Who DVD box sets. That was very. I say again. I'll say it again. And look, it's not even because of that. Ever since I've set up my YouTube channel, the support of everybody from day one has been amazing. Even if you look back in my old videos and look at the people and look at people forming relationships and friendships and having chats like this, I have to say, there's one thing uh, they call us all toxic, but I have not ever once seen that in any of my videos from anybody on this side of the fandom. I've always seen you guys being attacked and defending yourselves, even you, Ian. I mean, Ian, I've been following you on Twitter a good while now, and it's only recently that you've been getting a lot of this crap, which kind of baffles me because as I said at the time, you're probably one of the nicest guys in the bloody fandom. I mean, you don't ruffle any feathers like I would do, but yeah, you're getting a lot of stick off these people just because you're starting to speak out because and you have every right to do so. You obviously have problems with this show, right? And like Doctor Who fandoms in the past, you're allowed to express those opinions without having anybody call you names. And this is what used to happen. So you'll always, and we've said it, anybody picks on Ian, they're picking on us all. Anybody picks on Daniel, they're picking on us all. Anybody picks on me or any other YouTuber, you're picking on us all. You know what I mean? You don't realize, and the more you pick on us, you see people walking away from Doctor Who. That's the result of yous all for the past 2 years going after fans. It's not just the writing. If you want it all in a nutshell, it's got to do with the fact that they cast the wrong woman, cast the wrong showrunner, and also the fact that the side of the fandom that supports this era have done nothing but terrorize, vilify, slander the long-term fans of this fandom, right? And we're called the toxic ones. And now you are seeing the result of 2 years of harassment and abuse from your side of the fandom, and that's why people are walking away. It's not just the writing, it's the whole package. So you have yourselves to blame. So before you start pointing fingers at us for walking away from the show, take a long, hard look at yourselves because you've made it easy for us to walk away. Because all the insults, all the slanderous comments, vile comments, you've made it easy for us. So keep it up, keep up the good work because the more you keep doing it, the more fans walk away, and you are actually helping to destroy the show that you claim that you love. No, don't point the finger at us. Look in the mirror and point the finger at yourself. That's who's at fault for this. Go ahead, Ian.
Now, I'm just going to come to this reading. Where is he gone?
Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for someone who said about PayPal. They made, here we are. Gareth Morgan said, David made a few mistakes. 5-sided console and the Green K9. Yeah, the Green K9. I do have them not on display, they're packed away. But the 5-sided console, on the DVD of the Aztec Special Edition, there's an extra feature called the Celestial Toy Room. It said how this came about. PayPal, this is before, of course, there's so much reference material and DVDs and stuff to watch. PayPal rang up ANT and said, look, we have a picture of the console and it looked like it's five sides? And apparently JNT just said, well, if it looks like it, then it must be. And that's how it got, instead of 6 sides, it was made 5 sides.
Wow.
And
That's
somebody, Max Mark, asked me, Ian, do you have the Palatoy Talking Dalek Silver Red? I can answer affirmative. There's no batteries in it, but look, no.
what did Crystal D say about me, by the way, Sanctuary of Geeks? Just for a matter of interest, she hasn't piped up about me in a long, long time.
She's
Be interested
disappeared. I
to
thought the
see.
face of the earth. Hello. No, I've got a surprise to show you. That
You've got
Dalek there, you know
you've
that
got a surprise
box?
to show me.
Look at that. Look at that box.
Wow, talking Dalek.
And if we open it up, you will see inside, if I can get it out, 1, 2, 3 protuberances, gun and sucker, or a gun rather. And within, in this box still, look, Noel.
Oh my god! Wow! Ah, oh my god!
So I
That
have
must be,
lots of them.
that must be worth a few quid now, though.
Oh, you could say that. A few pennies here and there, a few euros, a few pounds. So I just pop that back. So yeah.
John Pertwee says, I have the TARDIS console kit from Series 3, 10th and Martha that look like a book, a very heavy book, but I never opened it all these years.
And there you have it. I was sent that once by somebody.
I'm
Yeah.
actually intrigued to see what Crystal D said about me, actually, because
Didn't I thought she disappeared off the face of
well, she did, but she's been piping up a few odd times. Herself and Benjamin.
Take no notice of her. No.
I don't. I just want to. I just know because I'd like to hear what, because I'm obviously rubbing her up the wrong way.
I met her once actually.
You know. And but here's the thing: I heard in personal terms, she's actually quite a nice person, and I have watched a couple of our episodes of the Doctor Who show when she actually wasn't that famous, and she actually came across as quite nice. So I don't know why she's became such a militant feminist, because and a militant, you know.
She was in. I met her once. 2 years ago at Vorp in Manchester. Well, I didn't meet her. I seen her there, and some people I knew were in with her, shall we say? But I never spoke to her. No, I couldn't. I have to say I couldn't stand her on that Who show on YouTube. You know, when Capaldi was the Doctor, because a lot of people found her so irritating on that show. I agree, because that was an awful. Did you ever watch that, Noel?
Watch what? Sorry, I
The Doctor Who show, something like that. It was, instead of confidential, it was on YouTube after each episode. And Crystal D used to present.
Yeah, well, yeah, Crystal D. Yeah, I watched a couple of episodes of it, but I used to watch Confidential until obviously they took it off. She accused you and those on the channel of spreading venomous hate and misogynistic rhetoric, and what goes around comes around.
Oh yes.
Oh, did she mention me by name, or did she just that's you know what? She can say whatever she wants, right? She was responsible, like the people that are there now are responsible for their man bashing and their man hating and their anti-men rhetoric that they right? And then they have no problem then of using their womanly ways, as they say, their words to get money off this fandom. So no, do you know what? I don't take no notice of Crystal D anymore. She can say whatever the hell she wants. She doesn't work in Doctor Who anymore. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a fuck if she comes back. Then obviously I will have plenty to say. But as far as as her mouth goes, she can keep it to herself. To be quite honest with you, Luke, that Josh Snares fella, and all those other idiots that keep speaking up, slagging the fandom. So they could say whatever, what comes around goes around. Yeah, what comes around goes around.
I found out
the show is actually going down the pan thanks to you and others like you. So congratulations, pat yourself on the back there, love.
I found out today that Sisterhood of Khan had blocked me, and I didn't say anything. I think I said to them about, yeah, that was it. I remember saying we each have our own views, each to their own. You know, I think we'd be boring if we all had the same view. They didn't like that, so I think they blocked me. In other words, face not bothered one little bit. Let anyone block me. I don't give a shit.
Do you know what makes me laugh, though? Do you know what makes me laugh? She says there, she mentioned you in the same breath as Ballstreck when she asked what she thought of the Fandom Menace. But here's the thing. I'm a small little channel and I'm ruffling their feathers, right? And I'm laughing at you, right? Laughing at you and I'm laughing at all the other clowns, right? And you can send all the trolls you want towards me and write things up to send trolls towards me. And I can see that I'm actually getting loads of requests on Twitter all of a sudden as well. I don't know what that's all about. None of me plans are on Twitter anyway. And as I said last night, anybody that's asked to get into the Facebook groups, as I said, for 3 weeks, there'll be no request taken because there's enough people in the groups that I'm in that can actually get this done. So if there's other people, obviously there's other people on Twitter that I will be handing the information over to, and I'll be getting them to do their part as well. But that'll be done privately. There's enough people to get this done. Simple as that. Because I know what's happening here. The J-bots were watching the other night, and they think they're smart, but sorry, I'm cleverer than yous all. Yous won't find out what the plan is, and even if yous have, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. There's more of us. It's proven that every week the Doctor Who fans are dropping away and they're coming onto our side. See all those numbers. Every time those numbers fall, they're coming over to our side. So Crystal D can say whatever she wants. At the end of the day, she's not part of this fandom as far as I'm concerned, because nobody with her voice that's indecisive the way hers has been over these last few years when she was part of it. And you've got other examples of other girls out there. I won't mention them, but one in particular, when she is challenged, she goes off, she starts accusing everybody of something, she plays the victim, and then she goes off Twitter for a while. That's the type of people that we're actually dealing with today, people that don't face up to when someone actually has a decent argument to put up to them. They start crying and they start playing the victim, and then they run off. I've no time for people like that. And Crystal D, if you are listening, because I know you used to listen to me live streams, I don't know how many times I have told you, we came up with some sort of agreement the last time we spoke that you wouldn't speak about me and I wouldn't speak about you. I kept my side of that bargain. So why aren't you keeping your side? So, like, I mean, if you want to start up again, that's fine. No problem. You know who'll win. So, like, you know, kind of made a show you the last time. You think you people would actually learn, but just don't.
Anyway, let's cheer us up.
We've got another 15 minutes or so anyway. So if you aren't else to show us, or do you want to add
I was about to ask, has anyone got anything they'd like to see if I've got, or an episode?
All right, that's actually a good idea. If anybody would like to see that in particular, because more than likely Ian has it, because you don't get 2 world records, you know, if you don't have, you know. So if there's anything that you would like to see, let me know. Sounds like an Irish country group, Crystal D. Yes, it does. It does. It does. You know what? She doesn't bother me. She doesn't bother me. You know what?
Leyland Court.
I
don't have a crinoid I can help you with, so let me go and get the crinoid for you. Right, where is
so I'm clearly getting under her skin if she's still talking about me. So do you know what? I'm living in her head rent free, so that's a reward enough for me.
I don't think you're on her team though. No.
No. Sure, come here, sure. If I was working for BBC when she was there, we would have clashed a lot.
And no, this one. Here, no, what's this one?
That was in. Now don't do this to me. You do this to me every time. Let me see. That's the swamp thing, the monster yoke out of the episode. Oh, what was it? It was I'm picturing it in my head. Hold on. Peter Davison episode it was, I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was stop. It was a John Pertwee episode. No, I don't no. No.
Colin P. Smith has got it.
Seeds of Doom.
Yeah. It's a crinoid.
Jesus, get away.
Right, I've been asked for a 7th Doctor, the 5th Doctor's TARDIS. I love this one.
Well done, guys. You were used in the axe yet. See, that's
Do I have a replacement for Jodie Whittaker?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Do I have a replacement? Yeah. Where is she? She's not in here. One of my cats will do a far better job than her. Let's see. A 7th Doctor figure. My oldest TARDIS I've been asked for, and the 5th Doctor's TARDIS. Right, I can get them in order. Right, I go and get my oldest TARDIS, which would be this one up here, which is easy enough to get. Well, this one is better, but I would take. Have a look at this, Noel. Don't worry about the door. This is not in good condition anyway. This is one just for display purposes, but this is from the 70s, the Dennis Fisher TARDIS. And I'll show you what the idea was. I won't get the email, but so you have the TARDIS like this, and you get your Tom Baker or your Leela.
Right.
So open it up. It doesn't work, but this is just for display.
Right.
What you do, you put your Tom Baker figure in there.
Right.
And there's a bit of Velcro.
Right.
So you shut the door like a matchy box. Spin this lamp. There's a lamp that's been round. And then the red button. Open the doors. He's gone.
Oh.
Spin it around. Press the green button. Open the doors. He's back again.
Oh.
Now that is the one. And here, Noel, for you. Look, here's the box.
Wow. I do like the boxes. See, yeah. Look at that. Even the way
I love the artwork. Look at the artwork.
Oh, that is amazing. There's the robot. There's the Cyberman. There's Tom Baker, Leela, and a Dalek. Oh, I like that.
No, I don't have that Dalek, but that Dalek is super rare.
Stephen Cassidy has asked, have you any Romana figures?
No, I mean, I don't collect Eagle Moss ones, because if I was to collect Eagle Moss ones, I'd like to buy them in the shop, and not many shops sell them, so you have to do mail order, then you don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
I haven't done any Romana figures yet. I may do Romana figures. I do have 5th Doctor's TARDIS that was asked for. Should I put this back? I shall go and get that one. No, anything else I've asked for? Well, I've missed it.
Let me see. Someone asks, because they are real, have you got Tom? Yeah, he has got Tom Baker's underpants, I think.
No, I don't have that, unfortunately.
Oh, do you know? Oh, I seen a photograph of them put up. It must have been, yeah. White Man's Jigsaw Puzzle, someone asks.
I'm not sure where they are, though.
Let me see. Anything else, guys? He has the robot, by the way. He showed us that.
Versions of that. But yeah, this was coming up.
I forgot to ask you the one thing. Have you got Bessie?
I have a little model of Bessie. They've never done the big one, but I'll show it to you in a minute. That's easy to find. It's the 5th Doctor's TARDIS. Come out B&M. It's not electronic, but it's still a nice box to have. It's very well done.
Is it plastic or wood?
No, plastic.
Sorry.
I have the Super John asked me the TARDIS tent. Yes, I do. Not the hand because it's packed away in a box, but I do have the original TARDIS tent. Jessica asked me, do I have any of the tapes? What tapes do you mean?
VHS,
Yes,
the old videotapes, you know.
Yeah, I can show you some of them in a minute. That's the Fifth Doctor TARDIS.
There you go. There you
There
go.
is a backdrop in there. I kind of tried to put my own backdrop in there, but it's kind of shriveled up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just use a bit of Pritt stick on the back of it, and then stick it back together.
In paper, I put it on. Now I shall go on. In paper.
Java Bean wants to know: have you any used screen props?
No, I never got any props. We never afford it.
No, you could never afford any screen props. I'd say they are very. Doctor Who Classic Comics. Gary Hewitt asks.
Classic Comics somewhere.
Sugar Smack Pertwee badges. He showed us some Pertwee stuff like that the other night. It was actually good. Oh, the screen. Oh, that was his light coming on.
Sorry,
the screen. No, you're all right.
This one is coming up is for you, Noel.
Again, thank you, Mr. Fish, for that. If you have a question to actually, or if you'd like Ian to show you something.
No,
there she is.
She's 50 years old now.
Wow.
Good old Bessie.
It's a nice little car though as well, isn't it?
Daleks. Yes, I've got them. They're somewhere. Certain things, guys, I'm not saying I won't show it to you. It's nothing to do that. Because some stuff are stuffed in shells and it's not easy to read them. Whatever I can get my hands on, I will be happy to show you. But I do have some bumper gold Daleks. They're battered, but I have a yellow one and the black one. Fob watch, yes, somewhere around. Yeah, that Fifth Doctor is very nice. They did a great job on that. Let's see, I'll show you some K9 and thingy. Show you that one. Let's put Betty back. K9, that one. Just don't know. I'm just going to go and grab some VHS tape, okay?
Yeah, not a bother. You go ahead. Let me see the Brigadier, the Autons, any 7 Doctor figures, the frame, Stevens models, Doctor Who yearbooks, 1990s. I seen a replica of Bessie in 2015, says Super John. Well done, Super John. I'd love to see the car up close myself, to be honest. I'm a bit jealous. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Which Doctor has Ian met? I'll ask him when he comes back. That's probably him in the background talking to his cats, by the way. He has a couple of cats, just in case people think he's talking to himself. Ian Java Bean wants to know how many doctors have you met? Or which doctor have you met?
Doctors I met, numbers, not that many now, but at the time it was 3, 5, 6, 7.
There you go.
Right, I've got a K9 here. This is not the one made by Character Options, although I have it. This is still available. It's made by a company called Running Press. I prefer this than Character Options ones because it's more accurate. And another reason is, are you ready?
Oh, no way.
It is Affirmative Master.
That is brilliant. And you know, for those people calling for K9 to be redesigned, no way. You have to have a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, they have to because the BBC own
I know, though, yeah.
not right, the VHS. I've just drag out two. The
Yeah.
one, so this one,
Ooh, Colin Baker.
the Colin Baker years,
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
and now this one. I want to ask you about this, Noel. Have you ever seen the spin-off? It's a kind of a Doctor Who spin-off, all fan produced by the people like who now do Big Finish and that. It was called Shakedown: A Return of the Sontarans. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't seen that one. No, I've seen the other one. As I said, the one that's between War Games and Spearhead and Space. But I actually did see that being. I've seen that up online somewhere. Is that actually worth watching?
It's on YouTube. It is excellent because I have it signed. I keep saying to him, why don't they have it on DVD? I've got it signed by Michael Wisher, who played Davros. Sophie Aldred was in it. Terence Dix wrote it as well, you see. So Brian Croucher, who was in Blake 7, he was in it. Anne Chappell, who was in Blake 7, he's in it. Because Brian referred to the Doctor in it, but they can't say the Doctor. And he says he's trying to remember his name. He says it was a physician or a dentist.
Oh, I get you.
And Carol Ann Ford, who played Susan, is also in it. It is really a good story.
All right.
So it's on YouTube, and it is a really good story. I wish they'd release it onto DVD.
That's what Tesla Coyle says. He wants that on DVD. Wishes it was on DVD. Yeah.
I've got more in Sophie Aldred, Brian Croucher inside.
Right.
I wish they would release this because I went to the convention. Don't have a VHS thing.
Right, let me see what have we got time wise. Because time's nearly up. Is there anything else you would like to see off Ian before he goes?
Well, I brought some stuff out with me from the bedroom.
All right, we'll have a look at that then before
I'm just going to get them ready.
Call it a night, guys.
These are, I have to be up, unfortunately, early. And I just get them.
I've got the nod. Yeah, I have to bring the dog down. Cheryl's actually in bed. She's not well, guys.
Oh, so, she all right?
Yeah, she just gets, we've got a bit of a storm here. She picked up something. She's just not, once it's not that virus that's going around, I don't care, to be quite honest. There's a cold or flu you can handle, but what's that virus called? It's getting out of hand now.
The coronavirus.
Coronavirus. It's getting very it's out of hand now.
Yeah.
They say it's slowing down.
Well done on your election, by the way. Election in the country.
Oh yeah, someone asked earlier what was the result of the election. Right, so if I've got this right, Sinn Féin is
the largest party, I think, are they?
The largest party. But here's the problem, right? They didn't field enough candidates to form a government of their own. So the dilemma now that we have now in Irish politics is which party is willing to work with Sinn Féin. Now, there's still some people out there, and I saw it on Twitter, oh, it's a sad day for Ireland, the IRA terrorist group Sinn Féin got in. I can just tell you as an Irish person now, the ordinary public don't give a feck about Sinn Féin's past, right? It's past. We signed the Good Friday Agreement. The people in North and South agreed to move on with their lives and get on with it, right? So Sinn Féin getting in is the result of the failure of two previous governments under Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, right? This is why Sinn Féin totally kicked ass, as the Amaran has actually said there. Yes, they did. But here's the problem. None of them will work with Sinn Féin. So here are the options. They either one of the parties decides to work with them, or Sinn Féin tries to make a coalition up of all the other smaller parties, which will never work because that government will never be stable. Or the other two parties take a risk, and then Sinn Féin says, well, fecka, let's take the risk as well. Call it another general election. They field more candidates, and then they can actually form their own government. Right now, this is going to take ages to sort out, because whether either Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil have to make a decision now. If they still want to be, if they want to be in government, they have to actually work with Sinn Féin. If they don't want, to work with Sinn Féin, then we must have another general election. Simple as that.
Sorry, no, quick thing, because I did read. I never remember which is which of the Finas. Which is the Fina one that's the like official opposition?
The what? Say that again.
Which party is the official opposition? Not Tom Radker's, not the one with the Prime Minister. Who's the other one?
Fianna Fáil is normally in opposition. Well, it's normally
they've said they would work with Sinn Féin, but there's a lot of buts to it.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's like in Ireland. It's been like a two-party system, right?
Yeah.
Labour has broken through over the years, and some other progressive Democrats went into coalition government with the Green Party, right, under Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, whatever, the Rainbow government and all that, right? So it has happened, but normally in Ireland, it's always been between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael who gets in. This has actually rocked the Irish politics. I said this 2 years ago. Don't be surprised if Sinn Féin kick ass, and nobody believed me, because Jerry Adams was stepping down, and I says, right, Jerry Adams stepping down is a big moment for Sinn Féin, because once he was still in power, there was that IRA question over the party's head. The problem that the journalists and all the media have now, and the government or the parties on the other side, is they can't use that against Mary Lou McDonald, because when the troubles were happening up in the north, she was only a 20-year-old kid. So she didn't know any better. She joined Sinn Féin as an activist. She didn't get involved in any terror activity. As far as we know, she's being investigated. So bringing up the IRA's past, where Mary Lou McDonald is now the leader, actually doesn't work anymore. And this is why we got the result that we got, because the Irish people have just had enough. Well, if you were to listen to the journalists, they say that the youth of Ireland kick ass. It's nothing got to do with that. Even old people in Ireland, right? And there is polls to suggest that still the older generation voted for the two main parties. That may be true, but people in my age group, I can tell you, they all voted Sinn Féin because they just want the other two parties out. And even if their policies weren't the greatest policies in the world, they just don't want Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael in government anymore. It's as simple as that.
Anyway, Noel, couple of things. People have been throwing in things they'd like to see. Could I be so bold to say, if they want to just maybe send you a message or something, so then next time I can read them out?
Yeah, that's no problem. What is it? It's Wednesday now, isn't it? We're back on Friday. Are you available Friday? We'll bring it on Friday.
Yeah.
Right. If you're available Friday, come on Friday for our panel. And there you go. He's got something. Do you know what? We'll big screen it so you can all see
DVDs. So these were well before DVDs and that. What you used to do is, I don't have a bowl for this, but this would probably work. But you put them through the projector and shine them onto the wall. So like this, you see, look. So you would put them through that and shine them on the wall. So this is, give you an idea how old they are. This is from the 60s. Can you see these? I've not got them in any order, but this is the William Hartnell, the first Doctor, and whatever make a Doctor Ruth, I don't give a shit, because he is the first Doctor, and that's final. Here is another one. This is a slightly different range. This is by a company called Jad Valley. I believe they are supposed to be Ian and Barbara. And another one. You seen these, Noel?
I had one similar, but they were when the Ghostbusters movie was out. I've never seen them. See, I live in Dublin, right? So the Doctor Who and Ireland, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Doctor Who doesn't have an audience in Ireland. It does, but it's not a big audience, and nobody really talks about it. So we didn't have that kind of stuff over here. And as you know, back in the day, they didn't have, internet, so you couldn't just order things willy nilly.
I know.
You had the post, and it's very expensive. Back in Ireland in the 80s, when I grew up, as you know yourself, in Ireland and England, we were going through recessions. Like, people forget, this is our third. Well, it's probably my third recession. How many recessions have you lived through?
I don't know, but I think there will be another one because apparently, from what I hear, our economy isn't doing so great. I mean, they're reading about Brexit. Well, the only thing with that is, you see, none of them have a plan to do what after we come out with it. They ain't sorted anything out, the stupid. Sorry, but they've had so many years to sort this.
I know it is. I'm actually even sick of it myself now at this stage, like yourself, mate. And I'm not even from Britain,
Oh,
man. I just
anyway,
wish to get it done.
I
I
think
had the Ghostbusters ones of them now. Ghostbusters did a similar thing as well, where you got a projector and you put those cards in, you shine the light, and Slimer would come up on your wall and everything, like, and
well, there were
stuff.
so many of the years. There was like I've got other ones here. I've got like moments in history, which was I think Saxons. Got Tom and Jerry.
Actually, hang on, I'm not doing the stream Friday, right? Because I'll tell you why. Daniel's doing his stream. I forgot about that.
Mentioned
So
it.
I'll bring you on Wednesday. Or if you can't do Wednesday, I'm actually doing the stream on Thursday instead. So if you want to join me Thursday night, so you've got a choice of 2 nights in.
Thursday night actually suits me because I don't have to be up on really on Friday. But I do have to be up for a maintenance thing. You come
Right, well then there you go, guys. Ian will be joining me on this channel on Thursday. So if you want to see any more of his stuff, or if you have any special requests to see something, because he might have it, I mean, he showed us one of his favorite pieces, a very old piece as well, in the very first stream that he came on. I mean, he has some unique pieces there as well, as you've seen. I love it personally. I mean, that's dedication for you. But it is dedication, and I watch the episodes and I forget a lot of things, but the reason why it's so ingrained in Ian's head is because not only is he watching the show, he's there. He's got the merchandise around him, for God's sake. Jesus Christ, I can't imagine what your bedroom's like. You probably have Daleks hanging out of the ceiling or something.
No, I have enough stacked in there. I've got a whole unit stacked, as I said, VHSs. I tell you, somebody asked me if I got the 14th Doctor. Yeah, she's right behind me. She's the boss.
She is. Oh, yeah, she popped up. Oh, Ted, here's the cat. So Ted, here, see this? This is very clever, right? So Ted sees the cat, and now Ted, all of a sudden, guess what, Ian? Wants to sit up on me lap.
Ah.
So hold on. Let's see how this goes about. Let's see how this goes about. Right, Teddy. Teddy versus the cat. Teddy, look at the pussycat. Look at the pussycat on the screen. Look at the pussycat. Here, look at the pussycat. See the pussycat? No? So, Ted, before we leave, tell everybody, did you like last night's episode?
So please do not insult my intelligence.
No, right.
She didn't. No, wait a minute. She's telling me something. She just tapped me. What do you want? What, you want to tell me something? What is it? You didn't like last night's Doctor Who, did you?
Did you not? No.
Well, you did not.
Watch this, though. This is my favourite part. Ted, did you like Peter Capaldi? Yeah. Say good night to everybody, Ted. You say good night to everybody because it's past your bedtime. Say good night to everybody, Ted.
Doctor. Tom?
Yeah. Night, everybody.
Night, Ted.
Now that's Ted. Right.
3 or 4, which one?
Wait, we're gonna go out now, buddy. We're gonna go out now. Woof, says Marco Marx. Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
No, she was telling me she only wants TREAT. That's what I'm imagining here. You gorgeous girl. She'll be the next Doctor anyway.
Right, listen, as you all know, as I've said, I'm gonna give it a plug on this channel because as Daniel is a regular on this channel, it's only right that I do anyway. And he's a friend, and I'm glad that he's after getting this interview. So Daniel has 2 special guests. Hold on now, I'm nearly finished. Daniel has 2 special guests showing up on his stream on Friday. So instead of my stream on Friday, 9 o'clock, I think it is. So instead of my stream on Friday, I'm going to do my stream on Thursday instead. So we'll have one Wednesday and Thursday. So, yeah. So go and check it out. Mega Geek is going to be on the channel with Daniel, but they have a very special guest. Someone that's involved in the show that Mega Geek has been involved in. Sorry about that, guys. I just dropped something there. Ted, just for a minute, buddy. So go and check out his channel. As I said, that's Daniel.
I'll have to leave you with something, Noel. I have to see you.
No problem. Just before Daniel, as you're here yourself, just put your channel up on the chat. While you're doing that, I'm going to sort him out. I don't know why he's barking like this because I'm not even shouting. This is ridiculous.
You want attention? Like this one tapped me now for attention. I said, I'm going to bed now, okay? You don't need a treat because you had your treat. Daniel, I might try and pop into your channel, see what time I get back in on Friday. But yeah,
come on, Ted.
Merchandise that I'm not exactly in love with, Noel. I'm not exactly a big fan of it.
Yeah.
To a review I did today, a very quick one on my phone. It's on my channel if anyone wants to have a look. But here you go. Sonic, I'm going to call it what it is, Sonic Dildo.
Oh, you've got 2 of them.
Yeah, this is the first release, and this is the one they're releasing imminently now. The difference is, you should see. Hang on, I'll just turn out the big lights. You can have a quick.
I think so. I seen someone review these. One has a bed. One of the lights is better on the other one.
Yeah, it was me who did the review today. You subscribe to me, Noel? I hope so. Right, that's the old one.
Yeah.
This is the new one. Much brighter.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what she does it. Whatever she's reading, I don't know.
Yeah, and she gives it a bit of a shake as well. Remember to do the shake. Yeah. See, she gives it a bit of a shake. Yeah. Can you do a run? She's running after the aeroplane.
I can stop a plane. The Sonic Dildo. I mean, it's just awful.
Yeah.
Don't like it. I mean, it's nice to have it review. It's nice to have it part of the collection, but that's as far as I will go. This one is a bit of a fault because it comes on itself. I mean, Starry-Eyed Girl said trolling us because that does look suspiciously like something. In fact, I will just say this to you. My friend's girlfriend last night said it looks more like a prostate massager.
Oh my God. Well, we won't say anything on that, but when you kind of look at it, she kind of has a point. Chris, thank you very much for throwing up all of those channels. And again, May, thank you for the great work that you actually do. Do you know what? Chris deserves some special mention as well because he doesn't just moderate on my channel. He moderates on Doomcox, I think, Gary's channel, and I'm sure there's other channels out there he moderates for as well as mine. There's a few other channels he moderates for. This guy just loves moderating.
I like High Desert 004 says, don't have too much fun with it. I'll try not to. Do you not hear the weirdest thing is? Now, I promise you, I have not been at it. This original release, I've just shown it just a few people whenever they come around. Here's a quick story for you. One friend of mine, when I got the one a couple of years ago, I said, look at this, have a look at it. He would not touch it. He refused to touch it.
Well, here's the thing. If a kid is running down the street with that, right, and pretending to be the doctor and a copper was to see that, at first they would actually think, by looking at first, a quick glance, they're not going to think, oh, sonic screwdriver.
No.
You know, they're probably the comments probably there. Oh, there's some kid running down the street with mummy's sex toy.
Yes. Well, my friend last night said, I didn't know about this. You know of the Harry Potter wand? Apparently, girls were using that for, it was a revolving wand, and girls were using it for another activity. Because I was thinking people will be, that can easily be.
No, that didn't happen. Now, come on.
I don't know. This is what he said. So, and he wasn't laughing. I could believe it because Mecca Random has said, about this. Well, this is like she needs this for the G spot. I mean, come off it. I mean, it is. It looks just no other Sonic. I mean, another night we haven't got time now, but sorry, you read. Look at the last comment.
Yeah, Harry Potter, you dirty gay.
What's he been doing with Hermione? I does not want to think about that. Can't think of a Harry Potter type one. I don't want to think of that. Putting these down before I get into trouble.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is why this channel isn't for kids. But Chris said something there about, Daniel, you don't need to be promoting yourself on this channel. We will promote you on this channel all the time, my friend. That's what friends are for. Even when you had 2 subs, you were promoting my channel on your channel. You don't ever need to come on here and feel we will always promote your channel. Because you're a friend of the Tardis Zone, and we like to help out our friends on the Tardis Zone. Unlike other people, Daniel, that we both know, that use people in this fandom to gain clicks and subscribers, and aren't actually true friends of me or you or any of us here. So, you deserve, I said it and I meant it, you deserve this big break that you've got. I'm over the moon for you that you got this interview. I really am. No better man to do it either. So I look forward to it like everybody. I'll be in the chat supporting you like everybody else will be. I will share it in all my groups, even though it's not Doctor Who. I will share it in all the groups. We'll try to get you as many people as watching as possible. And then on Thursday night, don't worry, I'll bring you on for the last 10 minutes Thursday night, the live stream to come on, so you can give it another big promotion before it goes out on Friday, right? How about that? So if you're happy enough with that, we will
finish
do
off with, just so anyone wants to see, I haven't mentioned it on one of my channel videos, but this is just the back of the packaging of the new figures, and this is just what you can get. You get her Tardis, Madam herself in red, Madam in blue, Dalek, Jadoon, Graham, and the Thing.
Yeah.
That is what's coming out. And you're going to be able to get Yaz and Ryan as a B&M exclusive at some point. When I do not know, and I am not exactly mad about rushing out to get them. Or whether I will get them to review, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I dare say the usual Jodie bots will be peed off that I did get them to review.
Yeah. Do you know what you should say? You should do the environment a favor and just bring them down to the scrapyards. The new stuff, I should say, not the old stuff. Keep all the old stuff.
Oh no, I don't mind getting them.
I know, because you don't mind reviewing them. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
I don't mind reviewing them.
I understand why you get them. Why wouldn't the 2-time Guinness World Record holder of the most merchandise not get stuff to review? Of course, they're going to give you stuff to review. Can I ask you, actually, just before we go, besides the Doctor Who stuff that you get, do you get any other stuff to review? Like, that's not related to Doctor Who. Would they?
I don't actually. No. I mean, the Doctor Who stuff I mean, an odd time I'd get over the years, apart from character options that make all the action figures, I've had Penguin books, sometimes send me the annuals. Once Penguin, Millie, wait, I'm coming to bed.
Yeah.
I had Penguin books once. It was a couple of years ago. The annual picture I put up on some Facebook, something early. It was kind of embargoed, and they said, "Wait, please take that down, or else." So I said, "All right, then I'll take it down. Don't want any trouble." But they were good about it, because as for doing that, they sent me out a whole box. It was for the 50th anniversary. This lovely box. Inside it was 3 reference books, really heavy collector's book thingy. But no, and I had the Mr. Men figures. I did sell them on.
Yeah.
I've got the William Hartnell one still. But no, I've never had anything else. But the way the Doctor Who one kind of just happened over the years. I mean, I'm friendly with the guy. A lot of fans will probably know him as Al Dewar, who used to be on Twitter and that, and he does go on Gallifrey Place. I don't really know what happens, because he can't really say, because if anything got out, then he gets in trouble, with the powers that be and that. He's a nice guy, and I always think, I say to people, look, do their best. He's a big Doctor Who fan. Do their best, and they get out, whatever figures as possible. I mean, last year, I'm not going to take it down, but I showed you. Remember, I showed you the Harry Sullivan figure.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that one. That was a really good one.
Good detail on it as well.
And I have to say, I don't normally shout out to any company in particular, but I think B&M deserve praise, because without B&M supporting the figure line, I don't think we'd be getting anything. You'd only be getting Madam, and you'd only be getting that on general release at once in a blue moon. Because without B&M, we wouldn't be getting the classic figures.
Exactly. Yeah, they do deserve some praise. They do, actually. Listen, Ian, we could do this all night. We could talk all night, really, but I can hear your cat. Ted is actually down beside my leg now.
I've got 2 of them in here.
So he needs to go down.
I'll tell you what they want. Sorry, they don't want to go to bed. They want their fat bellies fed.
Yeah, well, he wants to go the way, because he's right beside me.
Well, I should say good night to you all.
So thanks for coming on. As I said, so you're be back again on Thursday. So guys, wait, you know he's back on Thursday. So get your questions ready and throw them in, and whatever you want to see, we'll see. If
you send it to Noel or on Twitter, just give me time, because instead of me having to think, well, where is that? So I've got a bit of time.
Or even better, yeah, send it to me on, if you have it, or even after this stream goes up on YouTube, go into the comment section. I will take a screenshot and send it to Ian, and then he'll be able to look for the item and then be able to show you then on Thursday night. Listen, Ian, it's been a pleasure having you on.
With you.
We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Good night, everyone in the chat, and thanks for entertainment.
To everybody in the live chat, thank you very much. To the Gorminator also, I would like to say thank you for popping on, and also to the Mr. Fish. I'm absolutely blown away by those 2 super chats. I really appreciate it. I just don't know what to say. I'm just mind blown. But thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Thank you for being so nice, Chris. Again, as usual, and all the other moderators. If there was anybody in there with you, of course, I'm looking at it through StreamYard, so it doesn't actually tell wrench. I don't have the wrench, so I don't know who else is in there. But whoever else is in there, thank you very much for tonight. Thank you all, guys. I'll talk to you all soon. I hope you enjoyed all the streams. See you on Wednesday. As I said, I will leave you with this as usual.
You have all been watching the official Tardis Zone. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Do not forget to comment, like, share and subscribe for more Doctor Who content.